Hello, patrons, and welcome back to another test of my puzzle building setup. I'm having a little bit of a trouble with the upper camera. For some reason, it won't tilt down properly unless I mess with it a lot. And I don't think I quite have the time for that while I'm live streaming. I'm actually trying this completely live, so everything I do is going to be captured on camera. So, first things first, let's go ahead and jump into showing off what set we are doing. So here we have set number 30654. It is the X-Wing Starfighter. Most likely I anticipate they meant for this to be Luke Skywalker's X-Wing because they always do. It's always Luke's X-Wing. It's never anybody else's. He's the only person with an X-Wing in Star Wars because that's how LEGO wants to do it. And that's okay. So we're gonna get it open and we're gonna show off what is inside it. So first we'll do the wide shot for the opening of the package so you can kind of see all the parts laid out here. It's nice and good. There's the instructions. We're gonna set those aside, and I did tear the bag in a terrible way so that it's gonna be hard to puzzle build sections of it. But hey, you know, we got to make mistakes somehow, right? So it is what it is. All right, so we're going to start with wings, I think. So we're going to take 1x4. We're going to take a 2x4 plate. Let's see. How are those all connected? Oh, this is interesting. So it looks like they use a lot of these little plates here, these little combination plates with Technic holes. So we're going to be using a lot of them, but I think they might actually be using them in some funky ways. Let's see how many of these we've got. I think one might go on the wings and one might go on the main body. So I'm counting 6, 7. There should be at least 8. Why do I have 7? Is there one in my package? Is there one in the bag still? No. I promise I'm not blind all the time, just most of the time. Separate out some parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There it is. Got it. All right. So I think one of them goes on the wing and one of them goes on something else. So here we've got our wing piece. We're going to hold them together with that. That's our cannon. May as well build the cannon now. And I think it's a little ski pole piece. I've been getting a ton of these ski pole pieces lately. I'm not sure if I'm happy about that or not. At first I was, because I'm like, oh man, I never get these things. That's great. And the fun has kind of worn off. The initial excitement has worn off, unfortunately. Okay, so yeah, we do have 1x1s. We should have 4 of those if I'm thinking right, plus a spare. Perfect. So I think that this goes here, like that. That's my best guess. Then that goes there. Then the scoop. And I put my laser in backwards. So I think we're just going to make 2 of those and then 2 of the opposite side versions. And I think that's going to be our best bet. Whoop. Lost a piece. Go get it. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go ahead and make these. There's our second one of that side. So we'll kind of build it the same direction. Put on our laser cannon. Hope you guys are doing well. My wife did something crazy today. She took me to the Lego store and we were looking around, and I have the Gandalf and Frodo brick heads, and she saw the Arwen and Aragorn brick heads and looked at me and said, well, you have to get those. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. Well, you're going to come back later and get them anyway, right? I'm like, yeah, I was planning on getting it eventually. She's like, yeah, well, you're here now. Okay. I'm not going to say no to a free pass on a purchase. It helps that I had just bought her a gift for Valentine's Day. And unfortunately, it's not something I could do on my own. I needed her ring size, and I needed to get her size. So we were over there. We just got some silicone rings for our trip to Hawaii. Although we might save them and give them to each other for Valentine's. Or do something with them. I'm not sure. But it should be a fun experience. All right, there we go. We've got our wings done. That was actually very easy, so happy about that. I see a couple pieces that go together, so we're just going to start throwing anything together that we see. That's a little top piece at the back, which has this on there. It looks like we're going to be doing some snot building, which is very interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Ooh, okay. These pieces are incredibly useful and powerful when it comes to Lego and snotting. So what happens is if you take and put these together and flip one of them upside down, the plates are perfectly lined up. So I know the studs make it look like they're not, but they are. So if I were to put a flat piece on this one, and so a tile on top and a plate on bottom, and then a plate on top of this one and a tile on the bottom, they would be exactly the same thicknesses. The ball joints are perfectly in line with each other. They're not like Technic bricks or a lot of the other joints and stuff like that. So they're extremely useful for upside downing, if that's not really a word, for flipping stuff upside down. And that might be the case of what's happening here. You know what? I think it is. Holy cow. Nailed it. Okay, so I did rip open the bag, so we're going to have a hard time seeing what this next section does. But if unless I am wrong, and I am never wrong, we're going to put two of these together. We're going to put one like that, and we're going to start building the nose of the ship. Just like that. Then, ooh, we do actually have two more 1x4 plates going back. Oh, another inflated piece count from Lego. Using multiple pieces when one would be just fine. But that's okay. Oh, and I did that wrong, of course. Don't need a brick separator. I have magic fingernails that fit perfectly in Lego pieces, even though they are very short. Apologize for my nail hygiene. They are not things that do very well in new construction. That's for sure. All right, and then we're gonna, ooh, okay. We've got something at the back of this that I can't see, so we're not gonna be able to finish the whole nose, which I was kind of planning on doing. But we do have a couple things we can do. We can build the canopy section with our 2 unit right there. That's going to sit up here along with the wedge, the cheese wedge. There's a lot of stuff going on here that I'm not sure of. Okay. We've got these snotting plates as well. I think this build is going to be a lot more complicated than I thought. All right, I'm going to separate out some parts. Anything I have 4 of, I know will be for the engines. Ooh, I think these Technic pieces are used for the hinges. That's good to know. We've got 4 more pieces for the engines on the back. We have no thrusters this time. Would have been nice to get some more of those pink pieces, maybe some pink cones with it. But beggars can't be choosers. And when we're begging for good Lego Star Wars sets, you kind of got to take what you got. What you get. Okay, we've got our 4 of those. We've got these. Okay. Having a hard time seeing what could possibly be on that. And the back doesn't have any other pictures either. Does not. Okay. All right. Okay, I think I know how the engines are put together. So it's just a question of the middle. which is very confusing to me. Oh, I know what they did. I know exactly what they did. Oh, you little sneaky stinkers. Okay. Check this out. Right? All right. You got to see what they did here. All right, I think they put these two upside down to each other, but I don't think that actually works. I thought that the tolerances were too tight. No, it's the bracket ones that don't work. The 1x2 brackets don't work. These do. Oh, that's right. Oh, I'm killing it. Oh, this is great. Oh, I'm so excited. Sorry. I shouldn't be so out of my mind about this, but I am. Oh, no, that goes on the front. Okay. Let's see how this works. Okay, so it's going to be that with two of those on it. And then that on top of that. That looks really close. That looks really close to what I see. All right, so we'll put our Technic pins on there. Yeah. All right. And there should be a perfect gap so it closes perfectly on it. Let's see. There's one, and there's two. Okay, perfect. So we've got the top one done. Let's see. We'll need to do the engines. And the engines are using this bar-in pin technique, which is something that I have championed a lot in my builds, especially when I need more friction on any particular joint. So look at that. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty close to what we see on there on the box. So then we slide that in. Okay. See, this shouldn't be super complicated, but I've been surprised lately that they've actually been sneaking in some pretty cool techniques to builds lately. Okay, this is curious. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the bottom, but there's going to be a slight change because I can see where the upside down connector goes on. It goes on right there, just like that. So, and then this is going to flip upside down and attach to that right there. And again, so here's a good example where I can show you how those connect. You can see that the bottom of this plate and the top of this plate are perfectly level with each other to the point where I could stick this on and it is perfectly flat. It totally works perfectly. It's amazing. I cannot believe how cool those pieces are. I ended up with a lot of those mixel joints, and I'm happy I did because it unlocks a ton of building potential in trying to solve the many mechanical problems that I like to give myself. Okay, I think this is going to just be one of those. And it's probably going to be another 2x2 on the bottom. But I can't see any studs, so we're just going to have to guess that that's the case. Then we can attach our lower wings, which is awesome. I wonder if they have a stopper of some kind. No, they don't. It stops closed, which means we may have some issues with trying to get it right on. I'm seeing this as the piece, then this, and believe it or not, ooh, that is not the piece. I cannot see the piece. It looks dark. Could it be something round? Yes. Yes, it is. It's a silver piece. Then we attach the pieces together. So the single hole right there goes onto our second R2 unit piece right there. Then we just have the back to do. If it were me, and it is me, I would put that on. And then these. And I cannot see the back at all. Actually, they may go the other direction. If it was going to be a guess, I would guess that they go vertical because the back of an X-Wing seems more vertical than anything else. All right, and I'm having a hard time lining these up because of how fiddly it is. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. All right, get our R2 unit on there. Get our last windscreen piece on. Boom. Okay, then we just need to do our bottom engines. Oh, and, oh, did I do it again? Look, I did it sideways again. Silly me. There we go. And then I'm going to use the ingot piece on the back to make that work. Okay, then we'll flip it upside down. We'll get these. This actually is going to come with a lot of extra parts. That's one thing I love about the advent calendars. Holy cow, you end up with a ton of extra pieces. And they're usually like the little fiddly bits too. So that's awesome. Little greebly bits and things like that. All right, get on the front of the engines, which are these light bluish gray round bricks. Let's see. Technic pin extra. All right, so here are our extra pieces here. So we have a Technic pin, a 3-long bar, always good to get more of those, 1x1 white, a lightsaber handle, and silver round plate cheese wedge, and a flat tile. And these are awesome for doing the microfighter kind of things, like the micro Minox Squadron. I use a lot of those. All right, and there is our X-Wing. That's pretty cool. And the wings actually fit together quite well. Seems just right to me. And then you open it up. And now this is going to be the tricky part because there are no stoppers anywhere on it. So you kind of have to guess where they're going to end up, which is okay. I mean, they can't make it absolutely perfect. And again, some engine pieces on the back would have been nice. Some thrusters would have been cool. But that's all right. They do their darndest and their best. All right, time to find out how wrong we were on this. Nailed the whole front end. Nailed the whole front nose. It's pretty good. Windscreen's nailed. The transition piece underneath, perfect. And the rear is exact. Oh my goodness, that's a 100% puzzle build, guys. That's a 100% puzzle build. Nice. 87 pieces. I can puzzle build an 87-piece thing in, I don't even know how long I've been going here, in 17 minutes. There we go. All right, so a successful puzzle build and some cool techniques that were used in here. The pin in friction, the bar in friction pin, the upside down mixel joint connection to flip to do some snotting. Just all around a fantastic little build. Worth $5 for 87 pieces. That's pretty good. That's less than 10 cents per piece, right? And you get a couple of good pieces. Some curved slopes, one mixel joint, these dark pearl gray ingots. It's hard to say it's worth the $5, but if it's less than 10 cents per piece, and you know what, you do get a lot of these wedge pieces, wedge plates. So, yeah, and some round ones, 8 lightsabers, some more of those ski poles. So yeah, all right, $5. You win, Lego. Congratulations, you got it. I actually bought 2 of them, not even knowing if they were worth it, but I like X-Wings, and I know one of my kids wanted to build it as well. So there you go. And that's going to pretty much be it. It's a pretty good little build. I'm quite impressed with how it came together. So, wow. Yeah, not too much else to say about it. I'm actually just trying to stall for time because I'm trying to get the darn upper camera back into position. Hopefully I'll have some better thoughts, or maybe I'll do my outro stuff, like the things I was just talking about, instead of stretching it out. I should probably just do that after the fact, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Well, thank you very much. Got my little X-Wing now. Gonna build a little fleet. This would be a fun size to do ships in generally. I wonder if maybe I built some companionships, like some Y-wings, A-wings, that kind of thing. Or I just let my kids build the other one and then scrap it for parts. That's what happens most of the time. All right. Well, thank you very much, patrons, for hanging out. There is a possibility that I might be doing puzzle builds exclusively with you guys for a while. The only reason for that is I'm starting to get backed up with ships that I need to show off, which is a rare experience, but a welcome one. It's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. I think the contests have been working out really well in freeing up my time to build, because Project Unbroken is complete. The Unbroken Eagle, I still have yet to name it, is actually sitting over on Ben's desk right now. I just did a podcast with the kids tonight. So there we go. This is going to be exciting. I'm really excited to show it off. But it's going to be a little while because this week I'm showing off the Darth Vader version, the Kylo Ren bent wing TIE fighter. So we'll see how that goes. I doubt very many people will buy it. There's something weird about its design and I can't get over it. It's really bugging me. So, oh well. All right. Well, thank you anyway. It was great to see you guys. The packages with the bonuses should be coming, should be in the mail shortly. I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week. Things got really crazy, but I've got the addresses for pretty much everybody, I think. If I don't have your address yet, check your Patreon account and see if there are any messages, because you will see a message requesting your email or your physical address. And we'll get on with it. So thank you. Sorry, it was a little rambly at the end, but you guys have a great one and play well.